All right. Well, as people are filing in, I just wanted to go over something really quick that is very important to our organization. Every year, Amy Johnson, one of our founders, works very hard to put these events on. And one of the things that she does is get recognition for Heart Valve Disease Day, which is February 22nd. Last year we had the I-35W bridge lit up. It was purple, right?
Last year it was teal and red.
Teal and red. Valve Disease Day colors. So they illuminated that with the teal and red, which was excellent. And the other thing we have is they, at the state level, they actually officially have a proclamation for Heart Valve Disease Awareness Day in Minnesota. So on February 22nd, individuals and organizations nationwide recognize Heart Valve Disease Awareness Day to honor those living with the condition and highlight the importance of early detection, diagnosis, and treatment. Now, therefore, Tim Walz, Governor of Minnesota, do hereby proclaim Sunday, February 22nd, 2026, as Heart Valve Disease Awareness Day. So this is really important. And I know that they've flown flags at the Capitol that we have actually gotten as well. I have one that I won from a silent auction. I believe Mike, one of our survivors over here, also has one. And we have it in a nice case with the proclamation, which is excellent. So wanted to point that out. So February 22nd coming up. So definitely pay attention to that. So now, next, we have our one of our founders, Amy Johnson. So Amy and Pete Johnson have been the heart and soul, no pun intended, of the of Rock from the Heart since they started it a few years ago, and you can hear their story all over. There's all sorts of videos on YouTube, and now we're going to have Amy come up and speak for us. So please welcome Amy Johnson, founder of Rock from the Heart.
Thank you all for being here. You know, we've been doing this since 2019 was our first event. I can't believe it's 8 years later, and we're still here. Just so you know, we do what's in the room here, but it's really important for us to get the word out to others. As we know, not everybody can take the day off and be here, but this entire session right now is being live streamed. So hello to everybody who's watching us on our YouTube channel. Hey, Joshua, who's managing questions out there. These will also be recorded. So after we're all done here, our crack production team, which is sometimes it's me, sometimes it's our friend Joshua out in Maryland, will break each of these speakers' videos into the individual presentations. We upload them to our YouTube channel. We put those into a playlist. And as we get questions throughout the year, which we do when people find us, they can say, somebody says, how do I know if this runs in my family? And we can say, here's a link to Alison Berg's presentation on the genetics of that you can watch. One of the best ones that really got a lot of traction was during COVID. We went full virtual that year, and it was Dr. Bopat, who is with Alina Minneapolis Heart Institute, did an incredible presentation on, I have aortic valve disease. What do I do? I'm 30 years old. I'm 50 years old. I'm 70 years old. And his presentation is still one of the ones that I share most often because he kind of gave an idea, not telling you what to do, but showing you what that path might look like if you got, say, a tissue valve at 30, what it might look 10 or 20 years down the road, or if you were 50 and got a mechanical valve, what that path might look like. So it really was a nice way for people to have the information to make an informed decision, because that's really why we're here. Is Pete got diagnosed in 2015, and we had never heard of aortic stenosis, and I'd never heard of an aortic aneurysm. You just knew there was a lot of people that would sometimes die and they didn't know, and you heard this. So when I went on Dr. Google and saw what he had, it terrified me, quite honestly, and I know that it scared Pete as well. So during the 2 years when he was watching and waiting, he was kind of borderline. So Dr. Campbell says, you can go, you can't do. And every 6 months at his appointments, Dr. Campbell would call Dr. Judah and they'd say, Pete wants to wait. Can you wait? And, oh, yep. Well, then finally 2 years later, it was the valve had gotten severe. With the stenosis, the aneurysm had remained fairly stable at 4.95 centimeters, but Pete pretty much knew that it was time. So he looked at Dr. Campbell and he said, I guess it's time to man up and do this thing. And before the surgery, when we were in the hospital, Pete looked at me and he said, you know, Amy, when I get through this, I want to do something to help other people so that maybe they're not so scared. Maybe they can know and have these answers. Maybe when they go to Dr. Google, they can find stories of hope. They can find stories of people living their lives after this surgery, because we were tired of living our lives in 6-month chunks between scans. So that's what we've tried to do, to be a soft landing point. Those of us that raise your hand if you found Rock from the Heart because of something besides looking for heart stuff. Who found us because of music? We've had a number, I use Shelley Austin as an example, who's been here every year. She's a big Night Ranger fan, and that was our band the first year. So why do we use music? Why is tomorrow night our big concert in the event center over on the side? Is because we push out this concert and we blast it. And that's just a day of celebration. But somebody's going to go to our website. Somebody's going to see the band that they like, and they're going to go, Rick Springfield? And then they're going to go, aorta, and then they're going to come to the concert, and all of a sudden they're part of this Rock from the Heart family. But we can't do this and continue without you to continue to spread the word so that we can continue to host these events every year. So what we ask is, we do always offer the education free. We've got the dinner that is an at-cost thing. We don't make any money on the dinner here. But there are options to get merch, to make a donation. There's a pamphlet in your folder that has a QR code if you care to make a donation. We've got a donate link on our website. All of that is, we are 100% volunteer. We don't have anybody that gets paid to put these things on yet. And it's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love. We put every penny back into bringing you the best experience, to pushing forward our social media, our website, so that we can get the information to the people who need to hear it. And that's really our goal. It really is about bringing you into the Rock from the Heart family, to being in this room, to meeting the other people who've been there, new people, people who've come every year, people who are pre-surgery, post-surgery, feel part of a community. And even the people who have nothing to do. We've got people in the room today who don't have any family history. They've never had a surgery themselves, but they're going to walk out of this room, and I guarantee you, sometime in the next year, they are going to run into somebody at work, at home, at a concert, who's going to have an issue with their aorta or an aneurysm or their valve, and they're going to say, I have a place for you to go. Rock from the Heart happens all the time, and we're really proud of what we're built. But again, you are the foundation. We take what we learn from the community. We build the content for these aortic ed sessions based on your feedback. And I don't want to take up all the time for the speakers, but I just want to make sure I thanked everybody for being here. You see our sponsor scroll's been rolling by. We could not do it without the support of our sponsors. Align has been our medical partner every year, helping us. Dr. Kevin Harris bringing our speakers together. We've got Edwards Life Sciences, who've supported us since day one. Artivian is one of our newer sponsors, and we love them. Pete's got a mechanical valve. He ticks. It's not yours, unfortunately. They didn't have yours, but we're big advocates for that choice and not being afraid of warfarin if you're younger. So that support is really appreciated. We've got Robin from Heart Valve Voice, who's here. We've got, I just never want to forget anybody because it's all up here, and I don't write stuff down, and I really should. But everybody's on the flyer. But again, we could not do this without your support. And you being in this room, the speakers who donate their time to be here with us, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're going to get on with the program. Again, remember, if you're not staying for dinner, at 6 o'clock, there's going to be a reception. So stay for that. And those that are staying for dinner, we've got a bunch more people that are going to be coming in between 4 and 6. So we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. And thank you for being here.
I want to thank everyone for attending today. Thank you to, obviously, all the providers and speakers that were here today. Thank you for attending. Thank you for all the great people and partnerships that we've made over the years that has helped make this possible.